Good morning, good morning, good morning. You are now in the no judgment zone. Huh, can't speak this morning. With me, Sean Taylor, discussing topics with no judgments, discussing topics with no judgments. To all the places that I'm streaming, my personal Facebook page, Tailor Made Training for You, business page, for my imperfect, non-judgmental people only. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube channel, Gwen's Boys Mindset. Welcome to the No Judgment Zone with me, Sean Taylor, discussing topics with no judgments, discussing topics with no judgments. It's just topics straight off the dome. There's nothing, there's nothing argumentative or anything like that we're actually going to be doing today. It's just pretty much just, discussing raw truths. So, all right. So it's Friday. I hope everybody got those workouts in the way they should have, hopefully. And everybody's week has been good. So today's topic, as we are live right now, is pretty much, I want to say I probably discussed some of this stuff before. Um, maybe not, but where you are now doesn't have to be your final destination point. Where you are now doesn't have to be your final destination point. And being on the bottom floor is not your final option. That's the title. Being on the bottom floor is not your final option, and it doesn't have to be your final destination point. I had wrote, I made a post this morning. It was earlier. I posted that, you know, it takes courage to do certain things. It takes courage to stand alone. It takes courage to keep believing when you've been constantly and consistently let down. It takes courage to just be different. It takes courage to, pretty much F what people think. It takes courage to, follow your heart. It takes courage to go against the grain. You know, um, it just takes courage, to bet on yourself. You know, you're going to be let down. Um, you're going to be depicted as this, as that. Here's the thing: never give up on yourself, um, even if you're not where you want to be. Just keep working on self improvement. You don't have to, even when it comes to your body, you don't have to look at yourself and say, "Hey, this is the best it gets." Look at where you are today, Friday, December 10th. December the 2nd, 2022. Look at yourself and be like, "No, this is it." If you're looking at yourself today, no matter what your situation, your circumstances are, and you're saying to yourself, "This is the best that it gets," stop saying that. Change the narrative around and don't stay stuck with that mental mindset. Don't stay stuck into that place. Um, Things are going to happen to you in life that you can't control. So you need to concentrate on controlling the controllables, so to speak. But you got to have courage to do that. You have to have courage to keep going when you're tired. Just because don't ever never get tired of doing what's right. Never get tired of being consistent on your fitness journey. Never get tired of not being mentally lazy. Never get tired of not being like everybody else. Never get tired of being different. Never get tired of standing in your truth. You don't have to be a follower. You know, um, Personally, I think followers are weak people who can't think for themselves. And it's easy to do what's easy in this life. It is. I mean, it's inevitable. That's a point we don't need to even argue or debate. It takes no thought to do what's easy. I always think that the easy thing There is no effort in easy. None. There's zero effort in easy. My day started out kind of crazy. You got to be a special person to wake up on time. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning, still got here and went to sleep at 3 o'clock, but got here almost an hour late. You know, my client, she waited, she was understanding about it. I appreciate it. So Vic, thank you very much. Um, December it's I want to say December is the biggest month where I mentally struggle. It's the month I lost my mother. It's the month so many things was just going wrong. I went through so much between December and January. It's a month where the dreams come. I can't control it. So you have to control the controllables. There are things that's going to enter your mind that you can't control, especially when you're sleeping. You can't control a dream. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So it's December is it's a very, very a month of struggle, the whole entire thing. And you don't worry about if people are very you have people in your life who are, I call it fake concern, and then you got genuine concern, because a genuine concern about you literally can feel that. A fake concern, you don't feel nothing at all. All you hear is words, because there is nothing in what that person says in their delivery and then their actions match. It don't even match at all. You're just a number in that person's life. You're just a person that they could just use or get something out of, or I don't know. The mental mindset of majority of people in 2022 is the most bizarre mindset that I've seen all my years of life. The people are different. People are lovers of themselves. They are generally lazy, generally selfish, genuinely attention whores, genuinely victimized mentality, genuinely negative. It's a mindset that I pray every day that I never develop. I never develop. A person can have yeah, a person can have the most positive person in their corner and not even appreciate it, not even value it. They can have someone that treats them different than anybody ever. I mean, treats them better than probably anybody they've ever had. A person they can communicate with and they never even communicated with before, and they take that for granted, and they take advantage of that. You know, where you are now mentally, you don't have to stay there. And the reason I put mentally is because if your mind ain't right, the rest don't matter. And everything is derived from the mind. Even on your fitness journey, the number one reason why people fail on their fitness journey is because their mind isn't right. The best conversations I've had with people, and the most transparent conversations I've had with people, where people have said, Sean, I started this so many times and failed. But Sean, I failed because this wasn't together. There are some people that truly get in life. If this isn't together, the rest don't matter. If your mind is not together, you're gonna talk to people any kind of way. If your mind ain't together, you're always mean, you're always nasty, you're always rude, you're crass, you're just a cesspool of negativity. I mean, your energy, it's off or whatever, or or your mindset is so warped, you act certain ways with certain people. Um, the best people the best people I've ever seen, I think, in life are people who are the same with everybody. They're just, I mean, they just everybody, everyone gets treated the same. They're not showboating. Um, they're not holding on to things and harboring things and refuse to let go and refuse to just hold a grudge or be unforgiving. People just it's sad, man. It's really sad. It's really sad. It's a sad thing to see. But you Right now, where you are, you do not have to make this your mental, your final mental destination point. You know, just because you're at the bottom right now, you don't have to stay there. Being on the bottom floor is not your final option unless you make it your final option. I like the title being on the bottom floor is not your final option. It's a really good because the bottom floor is rock bottom. There's certain scenarios in life where rock bottom it plays a major role. Rock bottom because your freedom could be taken away from you. You at rock bottom. You could be told when to wake up and when to go to sleep. You at rock bottom. Told what to eat. You at rock bottom. You've lost your job. You've lost your family. You're incarcerated. You've lost everything. You at rock bottom. Your life is in limbo because you don't know how this case is going to end out, if it goes to trial or how many days you're going to be in there. You just keep getting passed and passed and passed and passed to go to court. You at rock bottom. People turn their back on you, abandon you. You at rock bottom. No money in the bank. You at rock bottom. But just because you're at rock bottom and just because you're on the bottom floor right now, it does not have to be your final option. You have to keep believing that there's more. You have to keep believing. Put hope out of it. Believe. Believing is knowing. Hope is just I'm wishing. I'm wishing. No, you got to believe. You got to speak it until it becomes alive, until it becomes into existence. You have to believe that being on that bottom floor right now, it is not your final option. You just got to you got to believe it even when you can't fathom how this is going to work out. Even though no, there's got to be a way this is going to work out. I believe I'm going to make it out of this. But when you make it out of that situation, don't jeopardize yourself to get into that situation again. You know, um, I've lost people, I've lost friends, family members, um, that I wish I could have a conversation with to tell them about the things that they've learned and the things I've learned since they've been gone, and what they've told me, those things have come true. And I wish I would have listened years ago instead of going through it and then seeing like, man, they were right. You know what I'm saying? I've made bad choices. I've made mistakes. You are more than your mistakes. You are more than your past. You are bigger than your mistakes, and you're bigger than your past. For those people who don't forgive you of the mistakes you made, don't worry about it. For those people who are holding a grudge with you right now today, December the 2nd, 2022, don't worry about it. For those people, you only hear from them when they need something, don't worry about it. Because everything in this life, what comes around does go around. So don't worry about it. It's something my mom always told me, don't matter what people do to you. And it was a hard pill for me to swallow. As I've gotten older and as I sit at 53, I can handle people better. I don't, to be mature, to be mental, to have mental maturity, you don't have to entertain nonsense. You don't even have to entertain people, their way of communication. They ignore you. Don't worry about those people. Those people are just they need help. Because that's no communication. Ignoring a person is not communication. That's cowardice. That's a person running from something or avoiding something. And there's reasons why. So you don't have to entertain that or waste a millisecond of thought on that. It is what it is. Just keep moving forward. No matter how many times you fall, I put a picture of something Vince Lombardi said, and he said, it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. And sometimes we get knocked down in our lives, and we've been knocked down so many times, sometimes we just get tired of fighting. When you have a gladiator type warrior mindset, Gladiators back in the day, if you know anything about history, they was raised up since kids to fight. And fighting is what they're good at. They're pretty much pros at fighting. That's what they know. That's what they're good at. You come up against them, it's going to be a long day for you. They've been doing that all their life, and that's all they know how to do. And when you know how to fight, and that's all you've done all your life, when you was born into the darkness, when you was born into nothing, when you was born into poverty, some days you don't know when you was going to get your next meal. Some days you went to bed hungry. Some days you ate, but you were still hungry. When you've been fighting all your life and nothing's never been given to you, that type of person is hard to defeat. You can't bring them person out. Even when you think you've broken that person down, they are laughing that side inside because they know that that person don't know how much fight that you got in you. And you're going to come out of that, even if the opposition sees you as done. And they look around again, it's like that person keeps elevating, 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 because that person has a certain fight in you, in them, that you will never possess. I heard my mother say, Sean, if you give a person and 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 give and give and give a person and give a person and give them this and give them this and give them this and give them that, if you constantly give a child something, they will grow up thinking that the world owes them something. And there's a lot of adults who've been given things and they didn't come from not knowing where their next meal gonna come from. They didn't come to coming in the house and all the lights off. They didn't come from a parent abandoned them or whatever the case may be. They didn't come from those things. So when they're accustomed to getting, they don't know how to go without. And when they have to go without something, they struggle. And they struggle badly because they're not accustomed to going without a thing. But my mother told me, when you constantly give a person, Sean, where is the appreciation? Sean, anybody can tell you thank you, but the appreciation goes in how they treat you. The appreciation goes in how they act when you're around them. The appreciation goes when you enter a room if they greet you. The appreciation goes, it show you appreciation in how they treat you and how they talk to you and how they interact with you on a daily basis. They show you appreciation by checking up on you when you don't have to be checked up on. I tell people all the time, if things aren't reciprocated in your life, if you're the person that's always, hey, how you doing? Are you okay? How's your day going? Blah, blah, blah. And you never hear from that person don't care nothing about you. They can say they care about you all day long. But if you are the person who is always doing the most, showing how you feel about them, it's almost like you're texting them all throughout the day and you're busy. You're busy. They'll never be busier than you. And you texting them all throughout the day. You're taking a moment. You're taking I tell people all the time, a text message is a half a second. And if a person don't have if a person, there's nobody that busy where they can't say, hey, you know what? I was just thinking about you. I hope you're having a good day. And you done sent them 5, 6, 7, 8 different text messages and they barely even acknowledge it or text you back one time. Man, you need to get up out of that thing, because that person is undercover selfish. There are people who think that just because they've had such a hard road and they've been through so many things, that those people turn heartless and they play games of manipulation, and they're trying to see, they're trying to give this and then they retreat with that. You get tired of the games. You get to a certain age in your life, man, you just don't have time for it. That's in friendships, that's in business, and that's personally. When you constantly give, that person, at some point, they're going to get to the point of expectation. They're going to be looking for, because they know they ain't got to really do nothing to get what you give, because you're always going to be given way more than they actually give. You have givers and you have takers. The takers are very manipulative. The takers are very selfish. The takers are the biggest liars. They're the biggest. They play so many games. It's unbelievable. The takers think that they are entitled based off what they've been through. But here's the thing. You got to get to a point to where you want the vicious cycle to stop, because people think just because they ain't paying for what they did wrong right then and there that they've gotten away. You may get by, but you will not get away with it. You will see that thing again that you did to that person. You will see your manipulation again. You will see how when you used people and took advantage of people and took people for granted and just took the inconsideration. You didn't check on them as much as they checked on you. You wasn't in it to win it like they was in it to. You go from supplier to supplier to supplier. Now you're on to your new supply. Take it from me, man. When you think you've gotten, there's so many things I thought I got away with, and I didn't see it till years later. There's things I did to people, man, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, and I saw that. And when I saw it, I was just man enough to like, you know what? This is my time. This is my time to pay for the consequence that I did to that person 5, 10 years ago. Let me tell you something, man. You ain't anybody who has done you wrong in any kind of way. They payback is coming. It's inevitable. Ain't nobody on this planet that special. And it may not come the same way that they dished it out to you. It may come in their health. It may come in their finances. It may come in a different manner. It may come in a manner that's really bad. And it's on the way. That's why it's best not to, even on bad terms, still do right by people, man. And that's something I learned from my mother, that there's a lot of things that I just recently started doing because I just thought it was just so hard to do. So hard to treat people right when they deliberately treated me like crap. It's hard, man. That's hard to do. And a lot of people can't do it. But what you're doing, you cutting your blessings short when you act like them. You ever heard the term, and we hear it all the time. People say it on they say it on social media. They say it, matching energy. I get that. But here's the thing. Are you matching negative energy too? When you match, be careful in talking about matching people's energy, because you can stoop down to their negative level by matching their energy. People say things all the time, but they don't think about what they say. They think later. That doesn't mean that you're dumb or you're stupid. That means you need to learn how to think first before you speak, in order for what comes out your mouth to make any logical sense. I'm not going to match your negative energy because my mother raised me better. And there's blessings that I need, so I ain't got time to be going tick for tack with you. I'm not going to have my wife or my supposedly woman, and I had an argument with her, and just because I'm mad at her, she says she loves me, and I just don't say nothing. I'm a mute. You are very immature. There's so many immature women, 40s and their 50s and their men. You are grown, but you have a childlike mind in how you move in your adult life. You don't have to get on the bottom of the floor with people and matching their negative energy, man. You both lose. You think you're winning because you're matching that energy, because you're mad, but you lose. People think, and Gwen had to break this down to me years ago. People really think, people have severities of wrong and mistakes. People even have severities of when it comes to lies. People have severities of things. There's no severity of right. Right is just right. There's no severity of wrong. Wrong is just wrong. There's no gray area of severities. That's man making up severity. There's no certain thing. Where is there severities of wrong? Don't match negative energy. put the shame on that person's head by showing them what, see, sometimes you have to let these supposedly adults, you have to show them what maturity looks like, sounds like, acts like, and feels like, lives like, loves like, and walks like, and talks like. Sometimes you have to show people what maturity is because they're so immature mentally. They don't even know how to act maturely, and they justify their immature nature. How do you justify immature nature, immature energy, negative energy? But you're saying out of your mouth, I match energy. So you're going to match energy like you're a 3-year-old. So you're going to do tick for tack. That's what children do. That's what people in high school do. If you are 40 and up and you moving like that, if you 30 and up moving like that, you got a lot of maturing to do mentally. And until you mature mentally, you're going to stay on the bottom floor. You're never going to make it to the first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. You're never going to make it to the top because your mental immaturity is going to keep you stagnant. Your mental immaturity is going to keep you complacent. Your mental immaturity is going to have you miss out on great opportunities. And here's the thing about opportunities. Opportunities ain't always there, and you're going to miss out, and you're going to miss out on one bad, and you're going to think that the grass is greener somewhere else, and you're going to find out it ain't nothing but astroturf. See, time tells everything. Your payback is coming. Take it from a brother who knows it ain't worth it trying to match a negative person's energy. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care how you feel. There's, treat people how you want to be treated in return. And if you can't do that, when you do get that bad karma, you made that bed. Now you're going to have to lie in it because you were too mentally mature, and you live by the society concept. Oh, I'm matching energies. You know, the vernacular and the slang that people do. You're a follower. You're a follower. Followers are weak. They're extremely weak. They're going to jump on the next bandwagon that's coming. That's what followers do. They jump on the next thing that's smoking. That's what followers do. Followers don't have no fight in them. Followers don't have no sense of loyalty. Followers are cradled to everything that they've been through, and every man that's treated me wrong, and every woman that's treated me wrong. They are cradling it like a newborn baby. They want to carry it because they want to play victim because they want everybody to notice that they are the victim. Because they are attention whores. Attention whores want the world to know that they've been victimized. And they want everybody to feel sorry for them. And they talk about, well, you can't be a grown person talking about, well, I'm just gonna move how you move. No, be who you are. Don't do that because this person is doing that. Sometimes you got to show let me tell you something, man. There are people who don't even know what love is. And you can show them what love is and they still won't get it, man. There are some people, man, that can be in a class and can't comprehend nothing that the teacher or an instructor is actually putting out. Why is that? There's a mental blockage in their mind, man. They got other stuff cluttered in their mind, and they living with that bottom floor mentality. See, when you live with a bottom floor mentality, you move like you're on a bottom floor. You act like you're on a bottom floor. You treat people like you're on a bottom floor. Respect is earned. It's not automatically given. And it's so sad that people don't even know how to, you don't even know how to love yourself. So how in the heck can you love anybody else when you don't even know how to love yourself? It's best to just tell people, when you start loving yourself, give me a call. Because people who don't love themselves, they're liable to say anything to you. They're liable to talk any type of way. And be like, so that's who you are. That's who you always are. So you were lying before. All right. You don't when people when people show you who they are, believe them, man. Just believe them. People will show you how they are on a daily basis. I wrote something on yesterday. And and it's true because it's a part of my life. I said I had to learn to find the hidden advantages in unfortunate circumstances, using pain to take me to that next level, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and physically. It's crazy as for me because I've been through a lot of it. As I go through pain, I stumble and I'm stumbling for a while. But what's weird is I thrive through pain. I use that fuel for pain to make me impenetrable of allowing myself to feel that again. That I may feel pain, but I'm not going to feel that same exact pain because I'm going to make strategic moves to make sure I don't deal with that same exact pain. I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to study the chessboard just a little bit more harder the next time. I'm going to have to move a little bit more slower the next time. I'm going to have a keen insight on my surroundings more the next time. I'm not going to be such a big believer on the bandwagon the next time. I'm not going to get fooled like I was fooled the last time this time. You have to restructure and re-strategize things. But even through those moves, you still want to be respectful. You still want to treat people right. You still want to keep your side of the street clean. You do not have to live this life with a rock bottom type attitude. You do not have to treat people with a rock bottom type attitude. You don't have to have that I've been hurt so much mentality, is that's how you talk to people and that's how you treat people. And then you have the audacity, the gall to think something good is supposed to happen to you just because you feel the way you feel. But you are sabotaging yourself based off how you talk to people and how you treat people. You talking about you hurting, but you have hurt people and you are denial of it and you won't even admit it. You won't even face that you hurt because it's easier to avoid what you hurt because you know what you hurt you owe an apology to. And that's a big reason why they stay in that avoidance realm. They at rock bottom. And things are going to continuously happen to them until they get those things, those wrongs, make them right and rectify it. You see, your whole life can change by it is so amazing what humility does. That the big man upstairs, it's in his word about the humble and the meek. Those are the persons that's going to reap the reward. You stubborn people, you just gonna make you sabotaging yourself. You unforgiving people, you're sabotaging yourself. You people walk around bitter, you are sabotaging yourself. You people holding grudges, you are sabotaging yourself. If you got a matter that you know you played a bad part in, I strongly would behoove you to go get that thing rectified. Because if you do not, you are going to constantly sabotage yourself, and whatever you touch is going to crumble, all because you didn't apologize and say you were sorry. Your whole life can change based off. Here's the thing: your whole life can change based off your attitude and the way you think. A lot of y'all don't believe that, and that's why your life refuses to change, because you're not changing this at all. Until you change this, it doesn't matter who done what to you. Until you change this, ain't better gonna happen for you. If you keep walking around and acting and talking and living and supposedly loving with that rock bottom attitude, I can tell you right now, I ain't no fortune teller, but I can tell you right now, you are going to end up at a very tumultuous dead end. People's whole life can change based off their whole attitude, and they refuse to change their attitude because they feel as if they are justified to have it. Keep matching negative energy and see where that takes you. That's very immature that you are waiting on what another person does before you. Man, you need to do what you feel instead of trying to. I'm not matching your dumb energy. I'm not matching dumb energy. I'm not matching immature energy. I'm not matching negative energy. I'm not. If I want to talk to you, I'm gonna talk to you. You ain't talking to me. I'm gonna talk to you. If I got something to say, I got to say. I'm not you. I'm not gonna be you. I'm not gonna stoop myself down to your immature level. I'm just not. My mama be rolling around in her grave. I'm matching your dumb energy. No, I'm not gonna no you. I'll let you be a dummy all by yourself, but I'm not gonna act accordingly with you. You can act dumb. I'll be smart. You just gonna be acting dumb. I'm just not gonna. I'm not stooping down to that. And a lot of y'all do that and wondering why your life ain't progressing and why you're not getting better. You're not getting better because of you, not because of anybody else. You're not getting better based off of the choices and decisions you make, not because of anybody else. The way you talk to people, the way you act. A lot of people, I said all the time, a lot of people walk around here thinking they special, man. Y'all need to let uh, somebody gassing you up on the BS because you're nobody special just because you're going through some stuff. We all are going through something. But to have that rock bottom attitude, to have that I'm on the bottom floor, so this is my only option. No, it's not. Just because you're on rock bottom and you're on the bottom floor, that is not your only option. You have another option. The next option is to change your mindset in order for your life to get better. And if you do not change your mindset in order for your life to get better, it's not going to get better. And a lot of people, they don't believe in that. A lot of people believe in other ways. All I'm saying is that there is a better way. And it all is derived from how we think. Your whole body can change if you change your mindset. Your whole marriage can change if you change your mindset. Your friendships can change if you change your mindset. Your relationship can change and can blossom into something amazing if your mindset and attitude change. People really walk around, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that because I done this and I did that in the past and blah blah blah. Hey man, it's on you, man. But if you want to be that crash dummy, constantly crashing into that wall because of what you went through, you can't be bringing your past into your present, into your future. You can't be bringing that type of attitude in there because it's gonna mess up your present and it's gonna mess up your future because you are justified with that rooted negativity because of what was done to you in the past. You was a part of those decisions. Nobody told you to pick that individual. You did. We have to start taking accountability and responsibility of the choices that we make instead of putting on it on the other person when it all goes south or when things get upside down. And all you have to do is just make better choices. Period. Matching energy and being reciprocal on certain things that you know is right, they're totally two different entities. There's a choice. You do not have to match somebody's negative energy. But when things ain't reciprocated, now we got to have a conversation. And if things don't get better, now we have to have another conversation. And if things don't get better, now we may have to reevaluate the situation. I don't believe, because it's just not in me, quitting is just not in me. Giving up on people easily is just not in me. Throwing in the towel on people is just not. It's just not. It's just not in me. I'm a believer of redemption. I'm a believer of second and third chances. That's just me. And like I said earlier, sometimes you have to show people what they're not accustomed to until they really finally get it. You know, when I take on a client, right? I take on a client and I let them know you got 24/7 access to me. A lot of people don't agree with that, but this is my vision. You do what you got to do for yours. This is mine. Because I know there are problems that they're going to be facing. Their struggles that the biggest struggles they're going to go is outside the gym. They're going to be struggling the most. That's why I give them 24/7 access. So when the temptation of their nemesis pop up, or when they're struggling with something, I have to remind them of why they started in the first place. And be like, listen, we not only trying to change our bodies on this fitness journey, we're trying to change our mindsets too. See, on your fitness journey, why you fail, the reason of failure is because you refuse to change your mind. And when you refuse to change your mind, if your mind is on a yo-yo, your body's going to be on a yo-yo. If your mind is indecisive, your body is going to be indecisive. If your mind got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, your body's going to have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If your mind is inconsistent, your body is going to be inconsistent. It's just like the analogy of stress on a body. If the body is stressed, your cortisol levels are going to be off. If your body is stressed, it's going to stop you from losing weight. If your body is stressed, it's going to stop you from losing inches. If your body is stressed, it's going to stop that scale from moving. People never think about their normal daily activity and all the damage stress can cause. Stress can keep your body so stagnant. So you got to find a way mentally to balance your stress out. You can't get uptight and discombobulated of every little thing. Calm down. Bring it down a couple of notches. Relax. Everything gonna be all right. You don't have to get uptight about every situation, every circumstance, everything. You do not have to get overwhelmed by every little thing. You need to learn to be calm, even in a stormy situation. You got to learn how to be calm. Have you ever seen a body of water calm? That means there's no ripples. There's no tides coming. It's just calm. It's quiet. You have to learn how to be calm through your storms. If there's a storm brewing and then you acting like a storm, how do you think that's going to turn out? It's not going to turn out good. You have to be calm in the storm. You have to have those waters got to be calm. Just because things ain't going right don't mean they're going to stay right there. You have to keep believing that things are going to get better. Push hope out. Believe. When you believe, you can achieve. And when you achieve, then you're going to see it. It's going to come into fruition. You just got to believe. Stop quitting on everything that you touch. You'll never know the outcome unless you keep going. You never know what you could have unless you keep going. But if you quit everything because you get in yourself, if you quit everything because you get in your feelings, you'll never get to the promised land, so to speak. Stop making moves based off emotions. Stop making moves based off how you feel. Your emotions are setting you up. Your emotions play you. Your emotions play you all the time. Emotions play you so badly that emotions will have you thinking that you're winning and you losing so big. And you can't even see it because your vision is so cloudy by your feelings and your emotions. Emotions are a setup. Moods are set up. Feelings are you act based off of your mood in all areas of your life. And you wondering why you keep losing. You think in your mind that you're winning. But anybody on the outside looking in can see that you're losing. You just can't see it because you're not even mentally connected with yourself. That's why you don't see it. Your stubbornness won't allow you to see it. Your arrogance won't allow you to see it. Your conceitedness won't allow you to see it. People gassing you up, making you think that you're the best looking thing in the world won't allow you to see it. Your past won't allow you to see it. And that's why you're going to stay on the bottom floor with no room of elevating because you stuck. It's like you done been smoking weed for 2 hours and now you just stuck. That's how you are in your life. Look at your life. Just look at your life. Look at your life. Look at every area of your life. And tell me you don't want better. I'll leave you alone. But look at your life. Your life could be so much better if you change your mindset and you can't carry a negative attitude expecting a positive life around. You can't carry a negative attitude like a backpack with you every day and expecting a positive life. You can't talk to people in a negative way thinking that you're going to have a positive life. You can't treat people wrong in a negative way thinking you're going to have a positive life. You can't use people, you can't manipulate people thinking you're going to have a positive life. That's me. Just because you feel in a certain way and treating people awkwardly or differently, how is that going to turn out positive? I mean, can you make it make sense to me? Because right now, from where I'm sitting, it makes no sense. So being on the bottom floor is going to be a lot of you people's options because some of y'all refuse to change the way you think. You don't have to entertain everything, man. That's mental maturity. When you realize you ain't got to entertain everything. You ain't got to tell your side of the story. Everything will come out in the wash later on. That's maturity thinking. Because what you got to prove to people, let them depict, let them say and talk about you all. Don't even go and defend yourself. The truth will come out. And this saying is so true. The person that really did the person wrong, that person is going to be declining while the other person that did not do them wrong is going to keep elevating. That's how you know who did what or what. Look at the struggles. hmm That lets you know everything. My mom taught me that 20 years ago. And I always looked at the dynamics of things. And when a person is climbing, the other person declining, I already know I know who really did I know who really treated them really badly at the end. That person that's struggling. hmm You ain't even got to ask no questions. Just look at the two. hmm That's why I don't, when people say this, I'm like, hey, I'll be whatever you say. Believe whatever you want to. I'm not going to go back and forth with you because I got other things to do. I'd rather put my positive energies in something. I ain't got time to be putting my energies into the he say, she say stuff or the hearsay. My life, I don't live my life like in high school. I'm a grown man. You can live your life with the rumors and the gossip in high school. I graduated from that uh, when I was 17 years old. You can be in your 50s and 40s and act like a 17-year-old mentally. I ain't got time for that. Man, it's nothing me and you got to discuss because you have the mindset of a child. I have the mindset of an adult. You're not going to think how I think anyway. You're not going to see my reasoning anyway. You're not going to be to understand or comprehend me anyway. You're not going to be able to properly communicate with me anyway because you lack maturity. I can tell by how you move, even in your interactions with men or women. So it don't even matter to me how you move with your friends and how you move with how you interact with your family. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not I don't have time to be acting like a child with you. You need to find you a child to play with because that's just how you act. You can justify it all you want to. You don't owe me no reasons or nothing. I I have no heaven or hell to put you in. So that's a conversation you need to be having with the big man, not me. I ain't got no heaven or hell to put you in. I ain't got no dog in your fight. You do whatever it is that you got to do. Do whatever it is that make you sleep at night, sweetheart. Do whatever it is that make you sleep at night. But I'm not going to get out of my mature mindset, jump in an immature mindset with you so I can look like a 17-year-old just like you. No, I'm not going to do that. There are millions, billions of grown-ups with teenagers' mentalities. But they think they're grown. You want to know? You want to know the mental maturity of a person? Watch how they act when things go wrong. Watch how they act when things get off. Watch how they act when things get turned upside down. Now you know the mental maturity of that person. hmm Right. You want to know also the mental maturity of a person? When you bring up a something, all of a sudden they all the time they're like, "Oh, you arguing, you arguing, you arguing." No, that's how you know the mental maturity or mental immaturity of an individual. You don't have to stay at rock bottom. Being on the bottom floor is not your final option. But if you want to be on the bottom floor of mental immaturity, that's on you. If you want to be on the bottom floor of letting your body slide and not caring about your health, that's on you at the end of the day. If you want to be on the bottom floor of treating people nasty and mean and using people, manipulating people, and just you know, at the end of the day, that's on you. Again, I ain't got no heaven or hell to put you in. I ain't even got no judgments against you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's a conversation that is you and that dude that sits high and looks low, because he's the only person who is looking at you and like, yeah, I see you. You really don't think I'm gonna let you get away with that, right? But we think we can get over even on him, and you why would you even try to play that hand? You taking a big risk playing that hand. You really playing Russian roulette doing that. And you're gonna take a big risk as you do that. But the bottom floor in your life, you have the choice to not make that your final option. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna start eating right, you're gonna start exercising on a regular basis, you're gonna start being reciprocal of those people that you supposedly care about. There's a saying, just all you gotta do is do right by people the way you want people to do right by you. And if you're not doing it and you get the opposite of what you're doing, well, what are you dishing out? If a person fades to black on you, what are you dishing out? If a person stops moving a certain way and you be like, well, I don't like the, you're moving different. The person's moving different because they are noticing the way that you treat them. A person ain't going to stay there and allow you to deliberately mistreat them, deliberately just suck them dry, deliberately not reciprocate on nothing. Damn, come on, man, that's not fair. And if you got children, how would you want your son to be treated? How would you want your son to be cared for? How would you want your son to be loved? How would you want your son to be supported? How would you want your daughter to be supported? How would you want your daughter to be loved? How would you don't want things to be reciprocated with your daughter? If you got children, think about how you would want them to be treated, because things gonna fall right down on them, all because of how you treat people. And y'all don't believe that. All right, okay, you'll see it. So that's why it's best to just do right. And if you don't have the capabilities of doing right, don't get married or involved with nobody till you do have the capabilities and mental maturity to do what's right. It's called adulting. If you didn't know what I was speaking of, that's what it's called. Just because you get knocked down, you ain't got to stay there. When things happen, and you get knocked down, one or two things are going to happen. You're going to stay victimized and stay down, or you're going to get victorious and get up and fight another fight. Be swift to hear, slow to speak. The race is not given to the strong or the swift. It's given to the one who endures to the end. But that's all I got, man. You know, some people may get it, some people may not. But rock bottom does not, the bottom floor does not have to be your final option. It don't. And I'm going to leave you with this. When it comes to courage and some of the things that you got to have courage for, if you, the beautiful thing about it, if you want it bad enough, you can have it. If you want anything bad enough in this life, you can have it because you're going to fight to get it. You just have to use courage to be able to go for it. You have to thug in this life. You have to thug through what you feel in order to make it. You have to fight through the pain. You have to fight through the tears. You got to fight through the hurt, the loss, the failures, the mistakes, your past, how you've been treated. You got to fight through it, not to succumb to it, to where you actually match a negative energy, what you don't want to do. Bringing yourself to that negative person's low, which you don't want to do. So you got to fight through what you feel to be better than they are. When people walk around, they constantly just negative and mean and nasty and rude and just hateful and whatever. It's all about me. I'm gonna get mine. Blah 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 blah. That person don't love themselves. They don't love themselves at all. For a person that loves themselves, they want better. They want to do better. They want to have a different mindset. They want to have a better attitude. They want to have a better life. So they change in their mindset so they can have a better life. Because when they know, if I change my mind, that changes my life. If I change my mind in a positive way, in a positive direction, that's going to change my life. If I know I got an alcohol problem, I'm going to stay away from alcohol so I can change my life. If I know I was hooked on drugs once before, I'm going to stay away from drugs so I can continuously change my life. If I was a man whore or a woman whore, I got to change those ways in order to change my life. If I was a compulsive liar, I got to change that in order for my life to change for the better. If you want a better body, you got to change your mindset in order for your body to change. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not. Change ain't easy, especially when you're trying to go into a positive direction, when you're accustomed to doing it your way and negative and however, and it just totally gets you nowhere. It's not easy. It don't get easy. You just get better at it. And that's something that you got to understand. Eat to live this weekend. Don't live to eat. Remember, Monday's coming right around the corner. Listen, man, never give up on knowing what you can be. So much in your life has beat yourself up over and over. Your past mistakes, your present mistakes. You beat yourself up over your appearance. If you're not where you want to be, don't give up the fight and becoming what you can be. It's never too late. It's never too late. You don't have to give up on your body. You don't have to give up on your mind. You can love harder. You can be stronger. You can love yourself, even if you're not where you want to be. Keep forward progression and motion. It may be true that some people don't care till it begins to affect their life. And that is very, very true. If what you're going through ain't affecting their life, theoretically, they don't care. And on the cool, you need to be okay with that because they are showing you who they are. So when you're going through something that don't affect the person's life and they show that it's evident that they don't care, don't get offended. Learn from it, move on, work on your self-improvement, and better will find you. Here's the thing about better. Better is going to find you. Better is always going to find better because better knows what not better looks like. It's already been in there. It's been there, been in that movie and wrote the book. But don't ever give up on yourself. And don't ever be controlled by people, money, or your past. Your rock bottom, being on the bottom floor don't have to be your final destination point. You have the power to change it. Great special going on right now. Great special. 30-minute sessions, $25. Great special. An hour session, $35. But you have to buy a certain amount in order to get that special because it's a paid in full special. I'll be running it till the second week of December, and then I'm cutting it off. You can contact me 904-403-6991. I do virtual training as well. I got people all over that I do virtual training. Virtual training is pretty dope. I FaceTime you. I check up on you on your meals 6 days a week, what you eating, how much water you drinking. As I'm watching you, I'm checking your form, I'm checking your technique. Even through FaceTime, I can make sure that your form is right. It's just like I'm right there. I'm just not physically right there with you. But I can see you, you can see me, we can make this work. But it's a mindset, though. It's a mindset. Don't let nothing stop you from getting your body better. Don't let nothing stop you from getting your health back on point. Because it's very important. Fitness is more than just looking good. It's about feeling good. It's about your mindset feeling good. It's about creating endorphins. It's about feeling more energy. It's about losing the blah feeling and feeling more vibrant, more energetic. You know, it's about feeling good, more confidence. It changes so many different things. It allows your body to heal more quickly when you get sick or when you get hurt. Fitness is so much deeper than just looking good on the outside. Because we both know just because people look good on the outside, not necessarily means that they look that good on the inside. So please don't get lost in the outward appearance of a person. How do they look internally? How do they look internally? That's it, man. That's all I got. Listen, man, stay safe. Remember, love is love. Check on those people, man, who have loved ones that they lost and they're struggling. The holidays can be hard for people who are accustomed to being with people they no longer have. And people grieve differently. During the holidays, man, you have to you got to be open-minded enough to understand that the dynamics, the relationship that you had with a person that you lost may not be the same dynamics of relationship that person had. That person may have such a deep connection to the person that they lost, and the person you lost, you probably didn't have that deep connection. So that person's probably going to struggle a little bit more. So don't be inconsiderate of that fact. Think outside the box. You know, think intelligently. Use some insightfulness. Be tactful. You know, but it don't cost nothing to be kind, man. It don't cost nothing to be kind to people. Watch what you say, man. Watch how you treat people, man. If that person, if you know you got somebody good in your corner, man, that's supporting you, and don't think that you are all of that you can get that again. in this era. You need to really check the era we living in. I don't know if this ain't 1980. This ain't 1992. This is 2022. And if you can't see that this world is different than it was 10, 5, 20, 25 years ago, the mentalities of people are god awful. They're terrible. They're horrendous. They're deplorable. All you got to do, if you want to see how people mindsets, pull up any social media outlet and just scroll. Go out and just listen and just see. And then you will really know that good people in your life ain't replaceable. I learned that good people are hard to replace. People who support you are hard to replace. People are 10 toes down for you are hard to replace. People who treat you like you somebody are hard to replace. Because you can get a person to use you, lie to you, manipulate you any day of the week. Just want to have sex with you and that's it, any day of the week. You better check the climate, man. Check the climate before your dumb attitude exude outwardly and you lose something good that you may never replace. And here's the thing, you ain't getting younger. We all are getting older. So my thing about it is be mindful. Be mindful. Don't be stupid. You know, life is hard, but life is even more harder when you're stupid. Don't think you're all that because you don't. You're not. There's flaws that you got. You know, you may think you look good. Other people like, I mean, they all right. They're about a 5 on a good day. But they got things that they got some adjustments they need to make. So, you have to be very mindful of those things. Not everything is replaceable in this life, man. There are people that I've lost, they ain't replaceable. And I'm just gonna leave that right there. They are not, they are never going to be replaced. And that's just it, man. And they gone. They ain't coming back. Those people can't be replaced. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say that all people in this life are replaceable. That's not the brightest thing to say, but people say it all the time. I can replace, no, okay. Yeah, you can replace them, but that's not going to be that person. So that means that they are not, and if it was impactful in your life at any given time, you ain't going to replace that person, man. Stop it. Please stop. So anyway, man, you guys have a good weekend. Be safe out there, man. Love is love, and I'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace.